Three True Outcomes back at it, ready to rip. Ollie coming off a hot show downtown Boston. Ollie, you want to give us a couple words about how that went?
2 words, Pine Grove. For those of you who are fans of that band, that's all I can say. We did a lot of Pine Grove covers. They went super well. It's my new favorite group. Check them out if you haven't already. From your guys' home state, Montclair, New Jersey. One of your local bands. Do you guys know Pine Grove?
Never heard of them.
That's a negative for me.
Really?
Are they
All right,
more
I'll send
like?
you some song. We'll put a song.
Are they more like in
link.
the underground scene, or? I mean, obviously they're
Yeah,
not
they're in the
mainstream
underground scene.
because I would know about them if they were.
Damn.
No, they're like 4 million on Spotify.
4 mil?
Yeah, 4 mil.
I'm sorry.
They're out there. They've
Oh.
had some hits.
What is that?
I don't know if that's good or
Yeah,
bad.
like what? Actually, I'm sorry. I said that. I have no idea what that number means. Is that like streams, followers? Like what is that?
4 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So that's, for context, that's like 1/5 of what Noah Khan has.
Okay, like what does
In
Drake
terms
get?
of like,
Drake has like 70 million.
Oh,
or 80
okay,
million.
okay. Thank you for the scale.
in terms
welcome.
of like comparison of 4 million to like a baseball YouTube content on subscribers count. What are we looking at? They're not
Be
John
like
Boy.
Foul
They're not.
territory.
More in the foolish baseball, maybe
Foolish.
Stark Raving Sports, probably, actually. Like around that 180K kind of. Stark Raving Sports, I'd say, is most accurate.
180K.
I don't think we should be
Not quite like
promoting
Jolly Olive.
other shows.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Anything you guys want to say? Any news?
I
Anything?
got nothing. I mean, I don't have anything as exciting as performing in a band. I definitely was not doing that prior to this. Ollie has much more exciting life than me and Ken at the moment. Oh, actually, I'm not going to speak for Ken, but Ollie's going to be a rock star one day, so he'll be able to buy and sell us eventually. So I'm glad
I
he
don't
could.
know, Isaac. Look, from my perspective, you got a pretty active life, dude. I mean, this man's wifed up. This man's traveling. This man's redefining tax law.
Whoa.
Redefining tax
I mean, I like
law.
when you give a little kiss on the butt there, but maybe not
Whoa.
that much. Maybe not that much. But we should get to the topic.
All right. We should get to the topic. Okay, so the topic today, we're doing a little debate episode, as you probably already know from this thumbnail that you guys saw and clicked on this video. And by the way, if you guys clicked on this video, wait right there for 1 second before you click away, because you might be sitting there thinking, oh, it's another one of those podcast wannabes, low subscriber count. But wait 1 second. This episode might be a banger, and what you're about to witness might be etched in Three True Outcomes history. So let's just hold on the swipe away real quick, and I'm gonna introduce the topic, the debate topic, and it's gonna be comparing two lineups. And I sent you guys the files just now on the teams, in which you guys will be debating. The first one are two teams atop the National League projected for 2024. It's the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers projected lineups for 2024. Did you guys get that?
No, this would be something we should do before the episode going forward. I'm not going to say I was a better host in terms of that because I've never had to send a document per se, but this would have been something I would have sent pre-episode, in my opinion.
I didn't want you guys to get any extra help in terms of researching, because I know Ollie's more of a research head than Isaac is, and that would
You're not,
create a
yeah.
little unfair advantage.
I mean,
And I just sent you guys a picture on our text group chat. So hopefully
interesting.
that
Okay.
method might work better for Isaac Springer there, redefining tax laws. So the first one is the Braves and the Dodgers, and I'm going to assign the teams to each of you guys. While you guys take a look at this document, I'm just going to give our listeners and you two a little bit of the format here. First up, player A, or debater A, I should say, will have an opening statement, talk about why their team is better for 2 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on. Debater B will do the same for 2 minutes. And then we'll go on to rebuttal. I'll put a timer on for, say, a minute. Rebuttal each. And then we will have a little crossfire section. I hope that part gets heated, gets into the depths of the lineups. Maybe not just talking about 1, 2, 3, maybe more of the 7, 8, 9s. That could get interesting. And I'll put a timer on for 5 minutes there. And then at the end, we'll give 30 seconds to each of you for a closing statement, just saying why this is my argument, why it's better, and end of story. If you guys can't fill out the time, that's okay. And then how we're gonna decide who wins is a little. If one of you guys are like, okay, I lost that debate, put your hand up and we'll call it there.
Is that the Isaac rule?
other
Is that
than
the
that-
Isaac rule? Is that what we're calling it?
Other than that, I will try to be as unbiased as possible. I'm not gonna look at the two like I'm not gonna like have any. I'm just gonna literally try to listen to your guys' argument, even if I think one's already better than the other. I will try to just take into account what you guys have said, and I will try to have a brain of a person who grew up in Paris, doesn't know what baseball is, and just knows what these stats mean. So, you want to get started? You guys understand?
I mean,
what I'm trying to.
Okay,
present?
I'm a little. One thing I'm. Did you assign teams to me versus Ali, or do we?
No, so I'm about to announce that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Any other questions?
I mean, if we're just, yeah. I mean, Ali knows all the stats, so he's gonna murder me in this. But you know what I will
Not true.
say?
Not true.
You know
Not
what I
true
will
at
say?
all.
It's not just about stats.
It's not.
No, not at all.
I can't believe those words that just came out of your mouth. That's incredible. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of like if you look back to our last episode, it's called "Is Clutch a Real Thing?" I honestly think one of our better, more insightful, funny episodes. Maybe that'll play a factor in this in this debate here. So actually, yeah, you never know.
Yeah. And then so for the timer, I do want to keep it like I don't want either of you guys to go over. So I'm gonna just put up like 10 seconds left, and then I'm just gonna go call time, and then you guys really have to call it right there. So if you guys are ready to start, I will present you guys with the team you guys are gonna be vouching
Please,
for.
please.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah,
Go.
please.
Isaac will be debating for the
Oh,
Braves.
Jesus.
Ollie for the
Dude.
Dodgers.
Okay.
You guys ready to rock and roll? Do either of you guys have preference of going first or second?
I'll begin.
All right. Ollie will begin in 3 and 2 and 1, and your 2 minutes has started.
Now, I know you expect me to proceed from a point of statistical analysis, of data, of numerical research, as I usually do, but I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go against my usual habit. And I'm going to argue from a standpoint of character, of intangibles, of attitudes, of
Can
team
I stop
chemistry.
you right there? Having the dominant lineup.
No, you cannot.
Okay, sorry.
This
That
this
how you
is-
start
this
with
is the point of the-
intangibles with the
This
best
is the point,
lineup.
Isaac,
Okay,
please
sorry.
don't Donald Trump this.
Isaac wants the crossfire right here. That was the Donald Trump first debate move, but you were caught in the act. Thank you, Chris Wallace. The Los Angeles Dodgers, their success is going to depend on their team chemistry. And I believe that the vibes, the atmosphere within this clubhouse next season is going to facilitate 1,200 run season. We might see record numbers of production from this team. They led the NL in run production last season. They're poised to do it again. They may cross that 1,000 run threshold for the first time in 24 seasons. To begin with, you have the two best friends of baseball, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. These guys are thick as thieves. Ever since they met, it was love at first sight. They've been to each other's weddings. They've been each other's best man. They talk. They share strategies. And last season, they were both 2 and 3 in MVP voting. Add to that the strong, silent, dedicated dark horse Will Smith at catcher batting cleanup. This guy, he's serious, he's grim, but boy does he take his game seriously. He balances out the lighter energy of Betts and Freeman. Then you've got Muncy, everybody's favorite cuddly teddy bear. He's a fan favorite. He's a gel glue guy. He's a stable kind of presence to balance out some of the more fiery parts of this lineup. Then you got character guys down at the bottom. Chris Taylor, character guy, longtime platoon player. He's humble. He's positive. He doesn't get discouraged. And then you've got, all important, young, intense energy from guys like Gavin Lux and James Outman. You need... I'm not looking at the time right now. I'm
Time.
sorry, Ken. I'm over. That's it.
Time. All right, Isaac. Your opening statement in 3 and 2 and 1.
So
go.
I just can't. Okay, first I'm just gonna say I can't believe Ollie didn't just stuck with intangibles throughout the whole thing, which is crazy having that lineup. I just want to say, this lineup. I also actually will start with intangibles because I do think there are bigger names on the Dodgers side, but I think what this lineup has is a congeniality. Is that a word? Congeniality? Like they're just
No.
Okay, well, hear me out.
I think you want
Hey,
cohesiveness.
Cohesiveness,
Cohesion.
sure. Okay, that works too. But no, actually, no, they congeal because this lineup has been doing it for so long, so many years. they've had consistency throughout this lineup for so long, and now they're adding pieces. Jared Kelnick at the bottom of this lineup, a former top prospect in the Mariners organization, his potential upswing is so high. So adding Jared Kelnick to an already insane lineup is just off the charts. And then obviously you have MVP Ronald Acuna Jr. Ozzie Albies has been consistent, around that 300 to 280, 300 hitter mark. Austin Riley has been one of the most powerful third basemen, over the last 5 years. And Matt Olson, generational power hitter. I think I want to concede this time because I don't really want to talk about Michael Harris Jr. Although, actually, there is a lot of upside to Michael Harris Jr. Having a defensive forward, Michael Harris Jr., who can also swing the bat at sometimes, has also been helpful. And Orlando Arcia can also pop them out of there. So I just think that this Braves lineup is so used to, hitting behind each other and being with each other. They just have really figured it out. And until another team, figures it out before them, this is the standard of baseball. Time.
All right. Conceded 12 seconds there. And Ali, whenever you're ready, I'll give you a minute to rebut Isaac's points in 3 and 2 and 1. Go.
Here's what Isaac is missing. Every player that he just named in that lineup outperformed their career means last season. In 2024, we're going to see the Braves lineup regress to their mean. So guys like Olson, Acuna, Ozuna, who performed generally beyond what they're normally capable of, they were healthy the whole year. That helped a lot.
Ozuna from the Braves?
They're going to regress. We're not going to see a 162 OPS out of Olson again. We're not going to see 138 out of Ozuna again. This team had a 124 team OPS plus last season. That's absurd. That's historic. That's extreme. We're going to see that come down by at least 10 points, while the Dodgers team OPS plus, I believe, is only going to increase. So, based on historical trends, the Atlanta Braves last season were excellent, but they were far beyond what their average is. Whereas the Dodgers were more in line with what their lineup is capable of.
Okay. Okay, you want to officially time me? I also forgot to mention
Isaac,
Sean Murphy, who is a top 5 catcher in the all of MLB, so that really helps. Having not having a black hole in the lineup like you do with a James Outman, who had you want to talk about one good year? I mean, James Outman. I mean, what are you getting with James Outman there? And Chris Taylor, he's 40 years old. He's more of a utility guy, so I don't even know why he's in that lineup in the first place. This Dodgers lineup is top heavy. Will Smith, obviously, good bat, underrated. Shohei, it's hard to say something negative about Shohei, to be honest with you. And it's hard to say anything negative about Mookie Betts. And it's hard to say anything negative about Freddie Freeman. But the bottom of that lineup, Teoscar strikes out a bunch. James Altman could be terrible. Chris Taylor, he's getting on old. And Gavin Lux is coming off of a big-time injury. So I really think this is a top-heavy lineup. I think the Braves have an established 1 through 9. And then I think the Dodgers are kind of taking a flyer on, the last couple of these guys. And Max Muncy sucks.
All right, time. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the board for Crossfire. You guys can talk whenever you want. Isaac can butt in his head whenever he wants. And then we'll move on. So, start.
I just want to point out that Isaac, experienced baseball veteran, a former player, talented athlete himself, but not as talented in the field of rhetoric and in the field of intellectual debate. Notice how instead of responding to the points that I made in my rebuttal, he veered off another direction and started attacking Outman and Taylor, fine players, but about whom I had made no claims. He was unable to respond to my profound argument about regression to the mean because he doesn't know what that means. So I'm sorry, Isaac, your tactics would be very effective on a less experienced political man like myself,
okay.
But unfortunately, your strategy is just too transparent.
You just
I know you can't respond. You can't respond to the points I actually make, so you have to respond to points that I don't even make.
Right.
Which is great.
Okay, so I could use the same argument with yelling louder. I could use the same argument with yelling louder in an argument, buddy. Okay, so obviously regressing to the mean. Who would you mention? I tuned you out. What were you talking about? Matt Olson regressing to the mean?
Yes.
I mean, what mean? I mean, the only other thing that could get lower for him is his batting average, but he's been consistent with the power numbers. I mean, he may not hit 50 home runs, but he'll hit 45. With him having Osuna
So
behind him, and he has still a lot of stuff behind him. Why would he may drop average points, but what is he there for? He's there to hit home runs, right?
Okay, so in mathematics, the word mean refers to an average.
Yes.
An average when we take a series of values.
An economics major,
we sum
buddy.
them and we divide them. Oh, so you're familiar with it. Then that makes your arguments even more unintelligible. So when we look at Ozuna's career OPS plus, it's 30 points below what he achieved last season. What he achieved 2 seasons ago was 25 points above his career average. So we've seen this trend of extreme performances from Olsen. And historically, when we see
and wait,
like
does
player,
that start when he moved to the Braves in a better lineup where he had support in the lineup and it wasn't on the Oakland A's anymore? Was that potential?
Actually, no. It starts in Oakland 2021 in that Hitters Park. It does.
Wait, Oakland A's Hitters Park?
Sorry, Pitchers Park.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cavernous. People usually describe it as cavernous, which Ali, is the opposite of a hitter's park because it's a cavern. I don't know if you're familiar with the language. I heard you're an English major, but a cavern tends to be a bigger area of space where it do be harder to hit a baseball out of.
You're adorable. Ken, do you have any statements about the course of this argument so far?
So stupid.
Let's bring it back to baseball.
Yeah, please.
Isaac mentioned the top 3 guys of Ollie's lineup: Mookie, Shohei, and Freddie, having really not many negative things to say about them. But you could say the same about the Braves' top 3, right? So what makes these lineups different is probably going to be that bottom of the order where Isaac was trying to get to. Ollie, do you have anything on the bottom of the?
You haven't talked about Kelenic and having a former number 1 prospect batting 8th for you is kind of an impressive gig. Like you don't shake your shoes at that one,
It's true. I would not shake my shoes at that one. A wonderful attempt at a colloquial idiom right there. See, James Outman has performed at a major league level. Jared Kelenic largely has not. Kelenic has been a bust in his few years in the MLB. Outman was a Rookie of the Year finalist last season with the Dodgers. And that's the difference. So, when I look at the Braves' bottom 3, which is what Ken wanted to point out, I see a hole in Arcia. I see he's just a black hole. He's an empty void, an out in the lineup. And then I see Kelenic, who's unproven.
And yet Kelenic still has a higher OPS plus than you're an 8 hitter. And very close to James Outman for someone who's performed. How does he have such a high OPS plus if he hasn't performed, and that's almost equal to Mr. Outman?
Compared to Chris Taylor, that's a smaller sample size. But go ahead, Ken.
I would like to make a factual correction here. Outman, all he said, had more experience, but he has half the at bats Jared Kelenic has in them.
I didn't say he had more experience. I didn't say that.
No, I don't.
I didn't say that.
Didn't? Okay.
No, he's only been around 1 season. Of course, Kelenic has more experience.
No, I think that's the point he was making. I think Ali. Well, now he
rookie
froze, so I'm going to have all the talking
finalist.
time. But I think he was trying to make the point that Kelenic has had way more time and hasn't produced results. But what I'm trying to say is the potential is so much higher. And if we're talking OPS plus, which Ali loves to talk about, 3 points higher OPS plus is not like, wow, that's the gold standard. He's so much better. That's like, that if we're talking analytics, that's barely better. That's the same player.
You have to be very concerned about Kelenic's strikeout rates, though. His strikeout rate for his career is 31%. That's a full 10% above the MLB average, and nowhere close to what Outman's is. Do you want a guy who strikes out a third of the time sitting in your lineup?
He has a lot to work on.
Baffling.
He has a lot to work on. He's down there low. Okay, can we break this one open a little bit?
Do 30 seconds on why your argument is better than.
No, we already did that. We already did that. I think point proven.
You want to close?
I think I just want to close with or I don't know, Ali. You close. I'm trying to think of something I want to say to you, but I want to close. You close.
I want to close with the idea that both these lineups are reliant on power. These are power lineups, home run hitting lineups, slugging lineups. They can steal bases. They can hit for average a little bit. But these guys are trying to knock the ball out of the park. And what that tends to lead to is a lot of streakiness, a lot of inconsistency. You've got stretches where everybody's pounding the ball and stretches where it goes quiet and nobody can hit a home run. So both these lineups are going to see, peaks and valleys in the season. I just think the Dodgers' peaks are going to be higher and their valleys are going to be shallower.
I just think that this lineup is relentless. Like if you're looking at it from a pitching to, if you're really trying to pitch to this lineup, like the Dodgers lineup, like you need to pitch around the top 3. Maybe Will Smith you pitch around, but you're not like trembling in your boots because of Will Smith. But this Braves lineup is 1 through 9 dangerous, and you really can't get around with I just have a game plan for top 3 and that's it, because it keeps going.
All right. Ollie,
Can I tell you what I was gonna say? I really wish
Yeah.
I had the. I mean, obviously, it's kind of. I'm almost gonna say I'm gonna break character. I think that this Dodgers lineup is better. Like you have, and why I say that is because if you look at this is how I kind of look at it, and not really analytically. It's like MVP type candidates players. You have Mookie Betts, MVP. He's in the running. Freddie Freeman, MVP running. Shohei Ohtani, MVP running. Will Smith could be top 10 MVP voting. I wouldn't be surprised. The Braves really only have Acuna, Olsen, like Riley. I just think that actually I don't even think so. I think it's Acuna and Olsen, to be honest. I think the MVP caliber players favors the Dodgers tremendously. So that's kind of what I would have said if I were you, Ollie.
Yeah, and I would say I would actually have rather have argued for the Braves side because
Yeah.
I prefer the Braves lineup, not because I can't convincingly say yes they'll score more runs than the Dodgers, but I just prefer their lineup because not only is it a homegrown lineup, but I like the approach of Albies and Riley and Olsen and Harris.
It's different looks.
Almost more than like the approach of the Ohtani Smith Muncy. And I think what you could have emphasized more, Isaac, was Muncy's low batting average and his really high strikeout rate. I think you could have.
I did say he
that more
sucks,
because it's
but I
kinda-
kind of glossed over it.
You didn't get detailed, whereas I was able to talk about Kelenic strikeout rate in detail.
To be honest,
But yeah, I mean,
host, if we had switched the lineups, it probably would have been better because I would have had like a more substantial argument about like there's no lineup that could potentially compare to this. Because if we're being honest, there really is no comparison to this Dodgers lineup, like on paper. Like no, you throw away everything. No, but listen, you throw away everything the Braves did. You throw away like the.
You can't. That's the point. You can't just throw.
No,
away
but like
everything
if you're
you
looking
did.
on paper
do you
before
mean?
the season, I think that there's just no comparison to this Dodgers lineup. I mean, we didn't even talk about Teoscar Hernandez batting 6th. Like, I mean, like if you're really
okay.
like looking at this lineup, putting anyone up against the Dodgers is kind of unfair. Like, I don't even care who you are. That's why I had to make the congeal
Alright, so-
argument with the Braves. Like, they know they play with each other all the time. Like, that's why I had to make that argument.
That's fine and all. I'm just gonna say first off, your opening statements. Isaac's opening statement was a lot better than Ollie's opening statement
What are you talking
from
about?
my perspective. I'm gonna move on to
Damn, just move on.
from there.
You can't
on.
just
Justify that. Justify
yeah,
that.
I'm sorry. You gotta say why.
What do you mean?
You can't just say a statement and then not back it up. That's what we just did for the last.
Personally,
You made us do that for 5 minutes.
So Ollie knows that I am not a big intangibles guy, and to use up a minute and a
Okay,
half just talking about the best friend and the friendship between Betts and Freeman, and the handsome and calmness of Will Smith didn't really strike a chord with me, I could say.
Yeah,
Well, it
So-
was inventive. It was original.
that's not what we're going
was
for. We're trying to
original.
win the argument.
Sure, but in terms of who had a better opening statement, I think Isaac blew Ollie out the water in the first opening round.
Yeah, mine will get
Now-
more views.
With that being said, later on, the second half, or from the rebuttal on, Ollie clearly had the upper hand.
He was
in
pulling
both
stats out of his
rebuttal
ass
and the
too. Like he's
closing.
like, oh, they've had a higher
Um,
OPS plus in the last 3 years. Like, bro, I didn't have anything open. I'm just talking from what I know. Like, I guess Ollie does know.
Isaac had better arguments, or like I liked where Isaac's head was going, where he was attacking players on Ollie's team. I wish you talked a little bit more about how crazy of a season Acuna just had and how crazy of a season Olsen just
He
had.
did.
No. You.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah. I could. I mean,
I wish you brought up like Acuna just literally won 40-70 unanimous MVP, beat out Betts and Freeman. You could.
oh yeah. But two caliber MVP players is better than one, if we're being honest. Like they're at this. They're Acuna's
Sure, but you
Acuna's
can-
better,
I-
but they're two of those guys are more valuable than one.
And guess,
I think Olsen is an MVP
But-
caliber guy too.
But he's not.
At least
but
last year he
yeah,
was.
Olsen was right there at 4.
Yeah, but exactly. Olsen is behind them. Acuna's in front of them. But those two guys is more
And also,
value.
you.
So it
I
evens
mean,
out.
I get maybe.
frankly, I think
But
Austin.
you win,
I
you
think
got the winner.
Austin Riley is more of an MVP candidate than any other guy on the Dodgers besides Otani and Benson Freeman. Like Riley should be hyped up.
Well,
more.
I did
He's
say
underrated.
that
So-
they were top
Mhm.
heavy, which I mean, it's kind of crazy to say with the depth of their lineup, but
Well, you said the Dodgers were. top
that's what I'm
heavy.
talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
after
No, you had great points about all, the Dodgers lineups. I wish you could put more
on
emphasis
my lineup, yeah,
on your like great players.
yeah,
And
okay.
then for Ollie, he was pretty even throughout. I thought there wasn't too many points where I was like, Ollie, you should say this. I liked his closing statement a lot. I thought that's where he won the debate because up until then I thought it was pretty even because opening statement Isaac took and rebuttal Ollie kind of slightly won, and then the closing statement Ollie kind of really nailed the coffin.
That's funny. I have no memory of what I said.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh no, I said peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys.
you know what the other thing is that
Dodgers
Ali
and Dodgers
Ali
It's kind of clean. how
Ali
he-
ridiculed me for having like a bad type of argument, and then just did the even a worse form of argument by just like raising your voice when you didn't like what I said. So like that's like I forgot what you didn't like about my argument, but like you like made fun of my argument, and then your argument was just yelling louder, which is like really funny. I just think that's like objectively
Never-
kind of funny, but I don't know.
Never doesn't work.
All right. So I have one more set of lineup. If we're ready to move on.
Do you want to do this? Wait, what? Actually, let me still do this.
No,
you
no,
might-
no,
You
no.
should probably tap in here, Ken.
So this
Oh,
is these two
Ken,
lineups.
Ken. This should be you, honestly.
This has to be you and Ollie. And so I hope to hear a little more spice. There should be a little more spice in this one. Ollie will be debating for the Boston Red Sox 2024 projected lineup, and Isaac will be debating for the 2024 New York.
Can we
Yankees
wait?
lineup.
Hang on. Can we
Any
do
questions?
me and you versus him? Like that's only fair because you bring a little bit of analytics to it.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
What do you mean?
Because I true.
It's not that
Look at the
I don't
lineups.
want to debate for the Yankees. Obviously I want to talk about the Yankees, but like I feel like
Isaac, you can't lose this.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like you should take this one. I
don't
think you should
so.
take this.
I think-
Ollie, what do you think?
3, 2, 1. Isaac starting in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? Just talk about the lineup? See, now I'm gonna ruin it for him. Yankees lineup, pretty good. DJ LeMahieu batting first. Don't know about that one. You want to go lefty, righty. Aaron Judge finally has some backup. I don't know. Giancarlo Stanton batting 6 is probably the best 6 hitter in all of baseball, potential wise, if he doesn't get injured. Alex Verdugo batting 7th is also a big acquisition. He can bat 280, so that's what we need. Jose Trevino, Anthony Volpe are wild cards. You don't really know what you're getting. Anthony Volpe can get on base, steal bags. That's important. My friend DJ LeMahieu, he is due for a comeback year. A lot of people say he's too old. I think DJ has a lot left in him. He just needs consistent playing time, not be injured, and to get out of his head. And then Juan Soto is the big lefty bat they've needed all along. I want to say the short porch thing, but he's not even always a short porch hitter. He can hit them into the gaps, and we need guys on for Glaber because Glaber's a clutch player. And Anthony Rizzo, if he can do anything like he did in the first 2 months of last season, he will make this lineup so much deeper, and then you have a top 5 that is really, really dangerous.
All right. Ollie, 3, 2, 1, go.
Gleyber Torres, washed up. Giancarlo
Whoa,
Stanton,
I thought.
washed up. Anthony Rizzo, washed
I
up.
thought we were like giving a summary and then doing that. Whatever, Ali, you
No.
do that. Okay, go ahead.
Trevino, washed up. Volpe, bust. Your lineup has 2 studs, Judge and Soto. And Soto is overrated. Hot take of the year, Soto is an overrated MLB player. Why? Because the thing that he does that's most valuable is just draw a ton of walks. We thought he was going to be a 400 hitter with 50 home runs. He hasn't done it. He just draws a ton of walks. That's the core of his game. Judge
Say
is
something
the
bad
best
about
hitter in the
Judge.
AL. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I can't really say anything bad about Judge. It's just what he does. But again, this Yankees lineup was one of the worst in the AL last season. Scored the fewest runs in the AL East. They have a lot of ground to recover. True, some guys will regress to their Rizzo, I think, will improve. LeMahieu will improve.
That's the opposite of regression.
Verdugo, that's what I'm saying. The opposite. They're going to progress or progress to where they normally are. But Trevino, man, I mean, we were so stoked for him in 2022, but boy did he take a dive last season. And Volpe, boy, does he have something to prove next season. Volpe has a lot to prove, which he will, I believe. I do see Volpe improving as well. But on the Red Sox side, this lineup is loaded with balanced young talent up and down, man. You got. What is Ken saying? Am I done?
We're just laughing at you.
30 seconds.
You got Duran, which is speed, hitting for power, hitting for average. You've got Casas, crazy power off the board, great plate discipline, excellent walk totals, 370 OBP last season. You got Masataka Yoshida, Ken's countryman. This guy gets on base like nobody's business. He had Dustin Pedroias type numbers last season, 109 OPS plus. Then you got these young additions, Vaughn Grissom from the Braves. Boy, does he have a lot to show MLB next season. He's unproven, but the potential is there. Really, there aren't that many weak points in this lineup. Tyler O'Neill, you know he's...
Who's your catcher, by the way? You're talking a lot about my catcher. Who's your catcher?
Isaac rebuttals, a minute on the board.
Who's your catcher? Now. I'm just wondering who your catcher is because, you want to talk about my catcher. My catcher is a platinum glove winner. So, I mean, you want to talk lineup, sure. Like Jose Trevino also, when he's healthy, he can be a very clutch player. Me and Ken have seen that firsthand. The dude comes through in big situations. Jose. Also, I just want to talk about your good players. Their highest OPS plus is in the 120s. My two good players, 175 and 158. I mean, that's off the charts. We both have 5 players above 100 OPS plus. So, I mean, around the average, or maybe we have 4. But our 2 best players are so much exponentially better than your 2 best players. And the fact that you said Juan Soto, we thought he was going to hit 400, and I don't know where you get that from, but Juan Soto is a generational talent. He has shown that he can hit for power, average, 100 RBIs. Dude, I don't know what you're talking about with he's only there to walk. And yes, Anthony Rizzo will get better.
Ollie's minute.
See, he's furiously typing up stats.
3, 2, 1,
guy.
Go.
I'm sending a text because that was so lame I didn't even have to really focus on it.
Okay.
Okay, so you just brought up OPS plus. Do you want to have an OPS plus talk? Let's do it, man. I'm so happy to. It's my favorite stat. So Isaac's contention is that the extreme highs of his OPS plus rankings are higher than mine. That's totally true. However, if you take the average OPS plus of these lineups, the Red Sox blew the Yankees away last season and are poised to blow them away again.
Without Juan Soto?
This lineup is just balanced. You've got... No, dude, I'm saying you're drawing from the OPS plus values that are printed from last season, right? And you're calculating that into your assessment for next season. Well, I'm looking at what was from last season too, and on average, the Red Sox just produced more. And even if the Soto had been on the Yankees last season, his production wouldn't have elevated the lineup to where the Sox were. So it's just not going to be enough. And Trevor Story's going to come back and hit 55 home runs. So that's that. Mic drop. You're done.
Mm-hmm. Time.
All right. I don't.
Crossfire. Go.
Ollie, you can't even say Trevor Story will hit 55 home runs with a straight face. Also, I just don't know where to start with this. I mean, your lineup's kind of a joke, man. I mean, Vaughn Grissom at 8, like, you have no idea what you're getting there. Tyler O'Neill has... I mean, that is like a bench outfielder. He's the 3rd string outfielder on the Yankees. Tristan Casas, I'll give you Tristan Casas. He's a good player, but like he's had one good season. Other than that, he's been batting like 160 in his first couple of years. Jarren Duran, also outlier year. Like, dude, Jarren Duran is not going to hit around 300 this year. Rafi Devers is your only good player. And honestly, that's all I can even see. Like, I don't even know who Weiler Abreu is. Like, I honestly, like, I don't even know who these guys are. Like, I don't know if to play this card. Connor Wong? Like, I mean, at least, like, if you're playing the name recognition game with the Yankees, at least you know that they're actual MLB players. Like, I seriously think these guys are in AAA because I don't know them. And I watch a lot of AL East baseball. If this is your projected starting lineup, that's sad, man. Like, that's really sad. Also, if we're doing...
Look, man,
no, hang on. If we're doing the MVP caliber player thing, too, I would love to play that game here. Aaron Judge, MVP caliber player. Juan Soto, MVP caliber player. Giancarlo Stanton, formerly MVP caliber player, he shows streaks.
Formerly.
He shows streaks of it all the time. He's the streakiest hitter in the MLB. When he's hot, he's the best player in the world. And who do you guys have? Rafi Devers? Has he ever finished top 3 in voting? Has he ever?
Is that a rhetorical question?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't think you know what that is.
Dude.
The answer is no. He's not.
Okay, so yeah. So Rafi Devers.
Isaac, you forgot another former MVP candidate.
Did I? Oh.
Finished top 4 2 years ago.
Wait, what?
LeMahieu.
Oh
LeMahieu,
yeah,
LeMahieu.
yeah. And DJ LeMahieu, he's my guy. 243. He will not hit worse than 243. At the end of the year, he was batting around the 300 mark. So he found it again. Don't let him get hot either. This Yankees lineup is so much deeper than your lineup, and it's crazy for you to rely on guys like Trevor Story coming back from injury, to do well in Fenway. So crazy talk, and your rotation sucks.
Look, year after year, the Red Sox outperform the Yankees. Just look at the historical record, man. That's just how it is.
What about
Year
last-
after
what
year,
about-
the Red Sox as a whole?
What about last 5 years?
Them last year by a tremendous
Last 5
margin.
years.
In 2022, the Yankees were only superior to the Sox because of Judge, and Judge can't carry you guys on his back.
That's why
every
we got
season,
Soto.
which you know.
That's why we got
he's gonna
Soto.
have to do again. Soto's just gonna draw walks and strike out.
If he draws walks, we have guys behind him. If you
draw walks, no, you don't. Giancarlo's not gonna do anything. Giancarlo
Gleyber,
can't swing the bat.
best second baseman.
Giancarlo strikes
Talk about
out.
Gleyber. Talk about Gleyber.
Oh, I would love to talk about Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres is kind of like the Applebee's of MLB second baseman.
How so?
If you've got nothing else, there's nothing else around, I guess you'll go eat at the Applebee's if that's the only option you have left. But also, Applebee's is horrendously overrated by the media and by its ownership. So
Okay,
people who own Applebee's will
if
say,
he's if
our
Gleyber
food
to
is
stop,
to die for.
if Gleyber Torres is Applebee's, Von Grisham is literally Burger King, buddy. Like Von Grisham is the most he's talented young man.
Oh, so you mean
unproven.
great results for its value? Great results for its value?
I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to
agree.
make that argument, go ahead, pal. But you want to talk about protection for your best player, Rafael Devers, Tristan Casas. That doesn't exactly like strike fear into the eyes of many starting pitchers, to be honest with you. And Trevor Story, like, how can you back up your MVP players with that sorry ass lineup? Like, I'm sorry, like you got nothing. Like Anthony Rizzo is an actual player. Like that is an actual player. He's an established MLB veteran. Like I can't believe you haven't even said. I'm gonna do this for you because I feel bad. Masataka Yoshida, you should really talk about him. Like you haven't mentioned him once, and he's probably your second best hitter. So I'm gonna give you that little lifeline. Well, I'll throw you a little rope.
I talked about Yoshida at length. I described how his numbers reminiscent of former Sox All-Star Dustin Pedroia, which you were not listening to. I discussed his ability to get on base, which is far superior to the majority of the players on your lineup. Let's just talk about on base. Let's have a quick conversation about on base percentage. We all saw Moneyball. What do we like? Players who get on base. And let's check this Yankees bottom fourth for guys who get on base. Let me see here.
Alex
my glasses.
Verdugo?
Trevino, 257. Oh, Volpe, what's that? Oh, 283. What's Giancarlo 275. Oh, stellar. That's healthy right there. Now let's see. Oh, on the Red Sox side, every player except for one is over 310. Isn't that remarkable? Now, Ken, I'm just going to appeal to you for 1 second. Do we prefer a team that gets on base and can score runs via getting on base, or do we prefer a team that hits a home
what's the
run
name of our
with 12
podcast?
at bats and depends on solo bombs for everything?
What's the name of our podcast, Ollie?
10 seconds.
I think it's
The on base percentage podcast. No, it's the Three True Outcomes podcast, and there's a reason because of that. You know, that way that's not the right way to phrase it. But
Time.
am I done? I'm done. Okay.
Yeah, you're done. Isaac, do you want to concede your close again?
I don't need to say. I don't need to say anything. Like I've said everything I need to say. Like this is a joke. Like I mean, come on.
Ollie,
He can say whatever he wants.
done.
you're done. Okay. Any thoughts?
I mean, if I were him, I don't know what the Red Sox RBI numbers are, but the Yankees RBI numbers weren't great. I would have brought that up, but they must be worse, or Ali would have talked about it. So if they're worse than the Yankees, then then I don't know.
Do you mean RBI or runners in scoring position?
Like runners in scoring position, because Yankees are pretty bad. But I thought you would talk about that because they're getting on base all the time. Why aren't the Red Sox offense better? Like if they're getting on base so much, they have to
Where was this
if
argument?
they're getting on base so much,
Should Rob- should
why
this
aren't
guy-
they
this is
circling
bad.
home plate? Why aren't they circling home plate if they get
So
on
that-
base all the time?
Well, they are. They scored 100 more runs than your Yankees last
Yeah,
season.
Yankees had a
That's like
bad
another-
year. I mean,
a
that's what
run
I'm
per game.
I know. Yankees.
Not just bad, atrocious. Historically
Well,
atrocious.
they also had, their two best hitters last year
Devastating.
out. So, I mean,
Oh, the injuries,
I mean,
man.
it's-
Oh, there we go,
Crossfire
of course.
gets better when we're off the time. I'm gonna say I'm forgetting what your guys' arguments were, but Ollie, this is the first thing I noticed was your first opening statement. You used up a minute and a half of your 2 minutes talking about the Yankees.
see,
and
I didn't
talking
do
about
that. Yeah.
washed
Yeah.
and done and retired or whatever you said, the words you said. I would have liked to know why you thought these players were washed and why these players were bums.
It should
and
be
for an
obvious.
hour, for a minute and a half, you went on about the Yankees lineup, while Isaac in his opening statement talked about the Yankees lineup and how good. He went top bottom, talked about each player.
It's because he doesn't
Ollie
have a
used 30
legit argument,
seconds.
so he has to attack mine. Doesn't have a good things to say about his, so he has to attack mine. That's what it is. It's that simple. It's that simple.
It's kind of the sense I was getting when I heard Ollie talk about the Yankees.
So we call blitzkrieg
so long.
tactics.
But onto the rebuttal, I think Ollie did start mentioning the Red Sox more in his rebuttal, which was interesting tactic. But I thought those arguments were good. Ollie, you should have brought. You did mention that the Red Sox lineup was a lot better last year, but by a lot. Like the Yankees were literally dead last, which you did mention, and the Red Sox were top 10 in the league. And yeah, that's
Your
like,
your
kind
your
of
argument
something.
about Soto just walking is horrible. That is like a horrible argument
It's all he does is walk, man. Look
because
at
they're
numbers.
scared to pitch to him. He gets on base. That's such a valuable trait. Like if they don't pitch to him anymore, that's why he walks so much.
You could have,
Like
you could have.
I'm not scared of a man who's paid $25 million to walk.
I mean,
I'm not afraid
like
to walk.
be honest with me. No,
do you want
hang
me to-
on. Be honest with me. Like if you're a pitcher and this is legit, you're facing Rafi Devers and Juan Soto. Like who are you more scared of? Like be honest with me. Like who are you more scared of? Or is it the same?
Can I just say something
go
real
ahead.
quick? Let me. So you say just walks, right? So let's take walk out of the stat and just take slugging percentage, which doesn't count for anything walks. He has a better slugging percentage than anybody in your lineup. What
So
does
does
that mean?
Judge. By a lot. Judge has it by a lot too.
Ollie?
Slugging percentage is an overrated stat.
It's an overrated stat, but we can also see that number is better than anyone on the Red Sox.
But not by
which
much. Not by
doesn't
much.
include
By
Soto's slugging percentage eclipsed Rafi's by 19 points last season. That's
and
negligible.
Judge does by
That's
113.
Look, I gave you Judge, man. I gave you Judge. That's a moot point. Judge, you're given. You got him. Fine. Let's
So I
talk
can't
about
talk
what's
about,
not
but he's part of the lineup.
carries you.
Wait, I can't talk about Judge because you
You can
said
talk
he's
about him,
good.
but all you can say is he carries the lineup. I mean, I can't respond to Judge. I can't say because he gets hurt, for every other season.
Oh,
means he's
whoa,
not
whoa,
valuable. Of
whoa,
course he's
whoa,
valuable.
whoa! Stop! Don't even with the Judge getting hurt argument. Judge getting hurt last year had nothing to do with him. That's on the Dodgers bullpen fence. So I don't want to hear that argument. That's a bullshit argument. That really is.
I said that's why I'm not going to make that argument. I said I was not going to
And
make
then-
it, and I didn't.
But by saying it, you are.
So moving on,
Making it.
Just letting people know it's
So-
out there.
I thought it would have been interesting to hear what you guys would say about Alex Verdugo, which I don't think his name was brought up too much. I thought Ollie might shit on him for a second, but he didn't. Isaac brought him up for.
I was tempted
for
to, but the memories are too good, man. I can't do it to him.
so
Yeah,
he
he's
couldn't
good.
do that.
He's a great player
and
to have in the
then-
bottom lineup.
Wilyer Abreu, Isaac shat on Wilyer Abreu, but as we've seen last year, he's a pretty good hitter, and Ollie could have probably rebutted that with some stats and how good he was last year and potential to be even better next year and whatnot. But
So he's
Right.
not a AAA player.
it was pretty.
I mean, he played 28 games. He had a cup of coffee.
So he is a AAA player.
There's not
Thank
much
you.
to go on with
So
him.
so you're talking about my bottom of the
Like,
lineup, but
if
you
Isaac-
have two AAA players in the bottom of your lineup. So like, come on.
But Isaac also said that he didn't know these players. You could have probably buffed it up and said something.
It's
that
true.
Isaac
Isaac
probably
relied
could have
very heavily
agreed to.
on the name recognition of players. On here, are the names in the
Right.
lineup. Well, that's a facetious ad hominem argument, my friend,
I would agree.
and relies not on logic but simply on the pathos. Of the
Yeah,
power
yeah,
of
yeah.
the
A
game.
WFAN argument. I totally agree. But like, I mean, it does say something though when the bottom of your lineup is predominantly AAA players. Like, I mean, I know who Von Grissom is. Like, trust me. But like, I mean, the average MLB fan, like, not like big into this, does not know about Von Grissom. Like, right? So like, that is something to be said. Like, this player is not established. This is not an MLB player. I mean, if you look at Von Grissom versus Alex Verdugo, Alex Verdugo is batted 300 in MLB. He's consistent. Like, so there is something
It's
to be
true,
said
but
about a no-name player.
My AAA catcher outperformed your major league catcher by 30 points.
I mean, Trevino was injured last year, so you can't like.
All right. The debate's over. The debate's over, guys. Should we move on, or anything on this?
Move on.
Why don't we do
Little
one for you?
exercise.
Yeah,
I
we
wanna
can.
hear
Yeah,
Ken debate.
you want us to do this so bad. I want to hear
That's
Ken
the
debate
people
Ali
want.
because they want to hear two analytic nerds
Okay,
go
but
back
you-
and
you-
forth. So
We're at 45 minutes,
That's
and
true,
you
we've gone
could,
on
you
long.
know,
We've
next
gone on
time
too
you can
long.
maybe
We've gone on too
plan
long.
something for us.
you know what I will say about this episode though, Ken. If you had given, instead of as a surprise, if you had given me a sec to prepare, I might have had some stronger arguments. But maybe that's also the point: is you're just going off of the knowledge.
Yeah, we could probably tinker with this. to make
Yeah,
it
but I
better.
wish I had like we could do this for rotations, which is something we could do. Like
We could.
you know, what would you do? Like I don't know, Mets versus the Cardinals or something. I don't know, some stupid shit like that.
The problem is when the frame of the debate is which lineup is better, not only is that kind of vague, it doesn't leave just not that much room for things to say.
Yeah.
Because you kind of just go back to past performance again and again and again. Then you just kind of go over the same numbers over
You know,
and over.
what,
I mean,
you know, what'd be a good tweak to this is like, where will they finish?
a
And
better
like,
question might be like a better question is like which lineup will be more consistent, or which lineup is deeper, or
No, but
which lineup will be together 3 years from now. Like there's richer questions there,
You-
but it's still a good idea. It's a really good idea.
so now we're debating the debate. Basically, what we're doing.
Sorry,
We're debating the debate, but also I think it would be something. Would be a pretty cool idea. Would be like, where will they finish in run production this year, and why? Because then that opens up the arguments. The one thing I do like about this is we did talk about depth, we did talk about past performances. So like you incorporate those things, So I think it would be something more analytical that you could actually like put numbers to, like where will they finish? Will they finish top 5 in run production? Or which one?
And then what's the other side to that? They would finish under. One would argue for under, and one would argue.
Or
for
yeah, no,
over
you could argue
top
which
five?
lineup would finish higher, like in terms of production, like, and then you can talk about depth and.
But that's such an open-ended question that, like, if you guys agree, then it's over.
I guess,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But the whole point is, I mean, it's hard. I didn't necessarily agree that the Braves are a better lineup than the Dodgers, but that was my argument. I had to argue that,
Right. So I'm saying, what would the argument be for just not top 5?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I
In
didn't
run
think
production?
about that. I guess I didn't think about that.
we can discuss this in a sidebar.
Yeah.
some other time.
Sidebar. Yeah.
It's a sidebar.
You want me to finish up with a couple of trivia
Yeah,
questions?
yeah,
or
yeah.
what?
Sure,
Let's do
let's
it.
do it.
So I've come up with a few iconic blockbuster trades in the past for MLB fans worldwide, and I have a couple easy ones and a couple hard ones. I'm gonna start with a couple easy ones. I'm gonna name a guy that got traded, the main player in the deal, and then you guys are gonna try to name either one or
Oh,
two
no.
other players that were involved in that
no.
deal.
I'm screwed.
First easy one. On January 7th of 2021, the then Indians traded Francisco Lindor to the Mets. Can you name a player or two
Oh gosh.
that were also involved? in this
Ahmed
deal?
Rosario.
Oh man.
That's one. Isaac gets a point.
Can you give us the
Jeez.
package, like how many players was in it? Because like,
Yeah. Two players from the Indians, including Lindor, went to the Mets in exchange for
Oh.
4 players going back to the Guardians.
and like none of them. It was a pitcher.
And you could just throw out names.
It was a pitcher, Ollie. We'll do this together. How about that? We'll
was
do
a
this
pitcher?
together. We'll do this together.
This is tough.
Yeah, do it. Together.
The-
A pitcher.
I'm
Pitcher went
yeah,
to the
yeah,
Mets
yeah.
with
Yeah,
Lindor.
Who was it? It was a.
A pitcher went to the Mets. Okay.
Pitcher went to the Mets with Lindor. And
Wait, did Cal Quantrill go from the Mets? No, he came from San Diego.
Mm-mm.
Where did Cal Quantrill come from?
I don't.
I think he came from San Diego.
The guys that the Mets traded back to the Indians, you mentioned Rosario, but there's another player who is also still a regular in the Guardians lineup to this day.
Andres Jimenez.
Really?
That's 2. And I think the other 2 prospects that the Mets sent over, you guys would never get. The one more that you should get is the pitcher that went from the Guardians to the Mets in this trade.
Is he still on the Mets? No, right.
Is he still on the Mets? I think he was last year,
And this is a reliever, right?
Okay.
but I think wrong. He's a starter.
Mets.
Was it David Peterson?
No, good guess. He is more of a prominent name, and he was, I believe, an All-Star at some point. He's racked up quite
Really?
a career.
Not Tyler McGill. Not Chris Bassett, of course. Not.
I'm drawing a blank.
He
Oh, we should
had
know
a
this.
terrible year last year.
We should know this for sure.
He is
Isaac, we gotta
36
get
years
this.
old. He's Venezuelan.
Oh, come on. No more hints. We got this, Isaac.
What are you putting
It's
on
gotta
me?
be.
He has a career 20.6 WAR.
This is sad.
Oh, this is like a famous guy. Don't say anything else,
Okay, I'm done giving hints.
dude.
Oh,
Come on.
I have a oh.
no, not Taiwan Walk. No.
No.
All right, a couple more hints coming. So I have more.
Dude, we
on
should
my
get
sleeve.
this
Six-
easy, man.
6'4", 224, big righty.
It's not Taiwan.
Right, this is our boy. This is our boy.
All right,
No,
another
stop,
hint.
stop,
In
stop, stop,
2017,
stop.
he went 18 and 6. Bro, I got more to
Okay,
get
fine.
to.
2017, 18 and 6.
18 and 6 with a 3.29. Cy Young voting
Oh
fourth.
God.
What? This is a guy we know well. This is really embarrassing. This is bad, man. This is really bad.
We should cut this
This
out.
is
This is
really,
bad
really
for the
bad.
company.
We
I
can't
mean,
show this.
forget the trade now. You guys got to get the player. I've
Yeah,
given
this
you
is
all the
really
hints.
embarrassing. I'm.
Venezuela.
Okay. Oh, Carlos Carrasco. Carlos Carrasco.
Oh,
Carlos
There
Carrasco.
it
Carlos
is.
Carrasco.
There it is.
That's so
God,
embarrassing,
that's
man.
awful.
That took me so long.
Can we cut this? Here, I'm gonna clap so we can cut this.
Yeah, we can't
No.
show. That's so embarrassing. Carlos Carrasco. Of
You're
course.
gonna
No, no.
Ouch.
All right,
Yeah,
I
please
got
don't
a
show
couple
that.
more really easy ones.
Okay.
Rangers traded Alex Rodriguez to the Yankees for. Going from the Yankees to the Rangers, and this deal was.
Clearly,
I have
it
no
was
idea.
your boy,
I have no idea,
Josh Hamilton. No.
dude. I have no idea. I was,
on the
dude. I
Yankees.
was a little kid. I was
Okay,
like
so
7 years old.
This is a big name. This is a
No,
big
I was
name, Ken?
5.
So this is a guy that racked up 28.6 WAR. Isaac was 5 at the time, but he came back to the Yankees and played exceptionally well in 2013 and 2014.
Lance Berkman.
No, he is a righty outfielder, or he started off as a second baseman. That's a big hint. From the DR.
Is this someone I know?
Bobby Abreu.
Yeah.
No.
He hit
No, Bobby
412
Abreu.
RB
Terrible.
He hit
Terrible
412 home runs in his career. Stole 289 bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Carlos Beltran.
7-time All-Star.
Robinson Cano.
Gary Sheffield.
No.
Oh, not an outfielder.
We know this guy. This is our boy.
Robinson
This is
Cano
a
is
guy we know very
homegrown. I
well.
don't know what I'm saying. Long day.
I mean,
DR 412 home runs.
in
Excuse
Easy,
factor.
easy.
in 03 for the Yankees, he hit 38 home runs, 91 RBIs, All-Star
This
game.
is one of our guys. This is one of our
MVP
guys.
votes.
This is a guy.
In 2014, his last year in the league, hit 6 home runs for the
Derek
Yankees.
Jeter.
In
This is a guy.
2013,
This is a guy we
hit
know.
17 home runs for the Yankees.
Isaac, this is one of our boys, man.
He only played on Texas for 2 years, so don't think too much.
I know
He's
who
more-
this is. Stop. I know who this is.
And then if I say this team that he played most of his time with, then you guys probably would get to the answer. He NL Central team, blue and red.
Dude, this is so bad. Ken, you shouldn't
Oh.
have.
You guys not know?
No, I do. Alfonso Soriano.
There we go. There we go.
I knew that. Of
I
course.
actually did
Come
not
on,
know
I
that
knew
that was the
Soriano.
trade package. Obviously, I know who that
Of course
is.
it was
but-
Soriano. He was with you guys in 03. Man, God
Right.
damn it.
All right,
Alfonso
Prince
Soriano.
Fielder to the Rangers from the Tigers for one player.
Doug Fister.
No,
No.
second baseman.
Ian Kinsler.
Played
Ian-
for the
Ian
Red Sox.
Kinsler.
Ian Kinsler.
Yep.
Ian
I
Kinsler.
got
There
that
it
one
is.
first. That's my one. Yeah, that's pretty sad.
All right, White Sox traded Sale to the Red Sox for.
Yohan Moncada.
That sounds right.
You should get one more name.
Yohan
Yeah.
Moncada and...
Oh, big left. Nomar
You should get one more
Mazar.
name in that.
Oh,
No,
Mm-mm.
that's the Rangers guy.
but White
Moncada?
Sox
Get
guy.
one more. He still plays for the White Sox.
Reynaldo Lopez.
No,
Nick Madrigal.
he's white. Mm-mm.
Plays for the Cubs.
Oh, right.
Gavin Sheets. Andrew Vaughn.
Pitcher.
Andrew Vaughn, pitcher.
Pitcher.
It wasn't Cease. It was.
Oh!
Michael Kopech. Michael Kopech,
Yeah.
of course.
There it is.
God and Kopech. I knew that.
All right, that might be.
Yeah, this whole segment. I mean, not looking good for the company.
No, I feel like I got there eventually.
Ollie crawled.
I got Ian
finish line.
Kinsler. Oh, and now Ollie's gone. Oh, he's back. Yeah, no, I mean, the excuse factory is gonna roll ahead, but I mean, did just get home from work. Ollie did just get home from. I don't honestly, that debate took a lot out of me. I'm pretty like.
Do you want a redemption?
Not
I think you
really.
need a redemption.
Not really. Like honestly, not really.
Can I get one redemption? Can I get one?
Yeah, Ollie gets. This is an easy. This is a layup. Like this might be just a 1-2 up off the backboard layup. The Mets traded. The Mets acquired Robinson Cano. Name the other players in the
From
deal.
Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Kelnick.
Or the Mets also acquired one more. Okay, Kelnick's one.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
Don't say
Coming
Rodriguez,
out-
right?
there-
No way, right?
What Rodriguez?
Dude. Oh my God. Yeah,
Julio.
Julio? No.
Definitely
no,
not.
no.
Yeah. I know Kelnick. I know Kelnick was the headliner.
There's just one
It's
more.
a
name that you
headliner,
should
but-
get.
Logan Gilbert.
George Kirby.
No, no. Other way. Went from the Mariners to the Mets.
Oh.
Mets.
With Cano.
With Cano.
So
That
at the
doesn't make any
time,
sense at all.
Cano, like these two players were seen as like kind of equal. Like who are the Mets trading for? Like it's kind of 50-50.
And the Mets only sent Kelenic back?
They sent Kelnick and like 3
Marte,
prospects,
Who didn't
along
amount
with
to
Jay
much?
Bruce.
Who-
But Kelnick was the headliner. Coming back
Okay,
from the
so it's
Mariners, though,
Cano.
this is a guy that like was super high in value. He's still very,
Starling
very
Marte?
good in this league. He's probably top 3 in his position right now.
Jeff
Still
McNeil,
plays
Brandon
for the
Nimmo,
Mets. Mm-mm.
Eduardo Escobar. No.
No, think of players that related for the Mariners and play on the Mets. He is a pitcher.
Obviously, a pitcher. Oh, it was clearly your boy,
Come on, redemption.
Edwin Diaz.
Correct.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah. True. I remember he had a really terrible year.
Do you guys
You
feel
did
like you've
once.
No.
redeemed yourselves?
Not really, but we're good now.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I should give one for Ken. How about that? Let me find
Yeah,
a
Ken's
trade-
have to do
trade
nothing
one
in
for
this
Ken.
episode, honestly.
All right, Ken,
Oh,
let me
I
think of a trade
literally
for
prepped this whole thing. No, you could
you.
give me some. I am,
When
as we seen last
the-
episode, Javier Vasquez.
When the Padres traded Craig Kimbrell to the Red Sox before the 2016 season, who did they get in return?
Just like vague. Like he's
Padres?
been giving us like obvious ones. Give us such a vague. Who's typing? Oh, Ollie. Okay.
Ollie. No. He's looking it up because he doesn't remember.
No, I do know who it is. I'm just double checking.
I don't know. Any hints?
Yes. Your hints are that one. Oh, wow. One of them is now a very prominent player for the Tampa Bay Rays. Important bat.
Wander Franco.
No.
Whoa. He starts. So that means he's an important bat for the Rays. So that means he went from the Padres to the.
Oh,
Red
I know
Sox
who
to
it
the
is.
Rays?
I know who it is.
I think he does.
Oh.
I think
I'm not telling you.
No,
I'm pretty sure I remember this.
Keeping up.
Oh no, but you're alone because you made us yell at each other for 50 minutes. So this is on you, bud.
Isaac, what's the first initial of the first name for this guy? you're
M?
thinking of? Yep, he's right.
Oh, Margot.
Yep.
But he's not on the Rays, so you lied to me.
He is on the Rays.
He's on the Dodgers. He got traded
What?
with Glasnow. So you guys need to know more
I just
about
know
baseball
Manuel
is what we're
Margot.
getting from this
I
podcast.
know Manuel Margot. I didn't say
You
he
two
was on the
both
Rays.
are
I know. I knew he was on the
Rays.
Dodgers. I knew he was on the Dodgers.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
I
let that
missed
one.
that. I missed that trade completely.
You missed the Glasnow trade? We talked about it.
No, I know Glasnow went them. I forgot they got Margot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a huge trade, man. This is Margot and Glasnow. Damn.
yeah.
Okay,
Fifth
I think I
outfielder.
give you that one. The other players were Javi Guerra and Logan Allen, who you wouldn't have gotten. They're still around though.
2 players
get
who are
there.
still around though. It's interesting. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. So, next week I think we're off. Is that correct?
Potentially.
We can concretely say that.
I don't think
Potentially.
anyone's gonna miss us.
So I think people might miss us, but I'll just say that spring training might be on by the time we're back. Who knows? If we're in February, and the season's around the corner, so you're going to start getting our yearly annual me and Ollie's top 10 pitcher videos. Isaac's might gonna join us for the meat of the order if we do that again. We have our predictions video. Obviously, we have a lot coming out. So getting excited for baseball season. I'm gonna wrap it up. But you two, if you have any last words, spit them out.
Nope. Just someone please sign Scott Boras, guys, please. That is all.
And somebody please sign Clayton Kershaw already. What are you doing? Give him a deal. Give him 4 years.
Ollie, where's
Come
Snell
on.
going?
It's embarrassing.
Where's Snell going, Ollie?
Snell is going to the Milwaukee Brewers.
You guys when Snell's a Brewer.